Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. Friends, this is the 6th class of the series of 7 most expected questions in Karnataka TET, and this is going to be the chemistry class, and this is based on our new science syllabus of Karnataka TET. Before that, I want to give you one important announcement here. As you all know, Karnataka TET 2025 applications are open now. You can apply online. In fact, it is started from 23rd October only, and tomorrow, that is 9th November, is going to be the last date. So friends, if you have not applied still now, please make sure that you apply today itself, because if you have any delays or if you need any document, then you will have little time till tomorrow so that you can get that document, you can make preparations, and again you can apply. Okay. And exam is to be conducted offline on 7th December. Morning session will be for paper 1, afternoon session will be for paper 2. Why I am stressing about Karnataka TET so much nowadays means, see, this exam is actually your way to write the teacher recruitment exams in Karnataka. If you are interested to write GPSTR or CRISE, that is aided school exam, for government teacher position, then your eligibility criteria is that you should be qualified in Karnataka TET. Okay, so without this TET qualification, you will not be even able to appear in the exam also. So that's why this is a golden opportunity for you all. We all wish that this TET becomes turning point in your career. Let this be the beginning of your teaching career journey. Because as we all know, Minister has been telling since a few days now that as soon as TET is done, they will call for teacher recruitment exams in Karnataka. Especially in Hyderabad, Karnataka region, though already financial approval is done. So with this, at least you should be motivated to apply for TET, and please keep your preparation on. Okay. So on this note, let us start with the most expected questions that we can expect in chemistry this time. Now in this class, we are going to discuss those type of multiple choice questions along with the answers, which will be very easy, but they will also be very important from exam point of view. Okay. And if you are new to our channel, please subscribe our channel, and also you can join us on Telegram. We have a channel and a group. You will get the link of both in the description below this video. Okay, so let us start discussing the most expected questions from chemistry new syllabus for Karnataka TET 2024. Before moving on, let's see the answer to the assignment question. Here, the weight of a person on the moon will be around 1/6 of the weight of the person on the earth. So the answer to this particular question will be 560/6, which will be equal to 93.33. Now let's start with our first question. What type of bond is formed by sharing of electrons between atoms? So the question is that we should tell the name of a bond which is formed by sharing of electrons in an atom. Okay. Now the options are ionic bond, covalent bond, metallic bond, and hydrogen bond. The correct answer will be covalent bond. As the name only indicates, covalent bond means sharing of electrons between atoms. There is another important bond which is known as ionic bond. So we can see this question for that type of bond. What type of bond is present in NaCl, that is sodium chloride? The answer to this question will be ionic bond. Here the electrons are transferred from one atom to another atom. Okay, in covalent bond the electrons are shared between the atoms, whereas in ionic bond the electrons are transferred from one atom to another. Here we are having the example of sodium chloride, right? So the electrons are transferred from sodium atom to chlorine atom, thereby forming a sodium ion and chlorine ion, which will lead to the ionic bond between the sodium chloride. Okay. So in this manner, you should also know about what is hydrogen bond and metallic bond. Take it as an assignment and get to know about these two bonds as well. Okay. Next question. What is the unit of energy in the International System of Units? So the unit of energy, see the options here, calorie, joule, erg, volt. The correct answer will be joule, and don't get confused with calorie because calorie is also a unit of energy but it is not SI unit. Okay, and calorie is related to joules. 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joules. Okay, even erg and volt, they are also units of some physical quantity, right? So take it as an assignment and know what are the actual physical quantities for which erg and volt are the units. Okay, I would be happy to know your answers in the comment section. Okay, next question. See, these questions are actually based on a new syllabus for Karnataka TET 2024. Okay, we can say that these are all PUC level questions. We have in fact gathered these questions which are of course easy but very important questions from the new syllabus part, that is from PUC level of the syllabus. Okay, so the question is, in a chemical reaction at equilibrium, which statement is true? The forward reaction stops, the concentrations of reactants and products are equal, the rate of the forward reaction equals the rate of the reverse reaction, the concentrations of reactants and products change. So which is the correct option relating to a chemical reaction at equilibrium? See, the correct answer will be that the rate of the forward reaction is always equal to the rate of the reverse reaction. Okay, rate means the time taken for the reaction to happen in a forward basis will be equal to the time taken by the reaction in the reverse basis also. Okay, so this is the fact related to the chemical reaction at equilibrium. This is a very, very important point. Okay, next question. Which of the following compounds is used to make a soap? See the options: ester, fatty acid, ketone, alcohol. It's a very expected and important question this time. The answer is fatty acid. So fatty acid is the actual material with which the soaps are made. And what is the process called? Fatty acids are used to make a soap through the process called saponification. So we can expect this also. Okay, remember that saponification is a process in which the soaps are made through fatty acids. Okay. Which of the following is a synthetic polymer? Cotton, silk, nylon, wool. See, the correct answer to this question is nylon, because cotton, silk and wool all natural polymers. Synthetic polymer means artificial polymer, which is a nylon from the given options. Okay, cotton we get from plants, wool we get from animal, that is sheep, silk we get from silkworm. So all that are natural polymers, whereas nylon is a polymer which is made from some chemicals, so it is a synthetic polymer. Okay, another important question. Which vitamin is known as ascorbic acid? See, ascorbic acid means it is a vitamin C. Remember, it's a very, very important question always. Okay, now you take it as an assignment. Vitamin A, B and D, you should know what are the foods in which you will get these vitamins, and also know if there is some chemical name for these vitamins. Okay, so vitamin C is also called as ascorbic acid. It is essential for the repair of tissues, and it is also very much important in the enzymatic production of some neurotransmitters. It is directly helping us in our neurotransmitters in our body. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is a strong acid? See the options: acetic acid, hydrochloric acid, ammonia and sodium hydroxide. Here I am giving you the chemical formula for each acid in the options from the viewpoint that you will learn these chemical formulae also. Okay, because they may ask a direct question like what is the chemical formula for acetic acid or ammonia or sodium hydroxide or hydrochloric acid. Okay, acetic acid is CH3COOH, hydrochloric acid is HCl, ammonia is NH3 and sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Now among this, the strong acid is a hydrochloric acid. Okay, there can be another question like which is the acid found in our stomach? It is a hydrochloric acid. Okay. Next question. Which factor does not affect the rate of a chemical reaction? See the question properly. They are asking which factor does not affect the rate of a chemical reaction. The options are temperature, pressure, concentration, color. So this is a very easy but very important question. Obviously the correct answer is color, because it has nothing to do with the rate of chemical reaction, whereas temperature, pressure and concentration may affect the rate of chemical reaction very seriously. Okay. Another important question. Which type of compound contains only carbon and hydrogen? See the options: alcohol, hydrocarbon, carbohydrate and protein. So the correct answer will be hydrocarbon. The name only indicates, right? So hydrocarbons contain only carbon and hydrogen. Or they may ask a question like this also. What is the general formula for alkanes? See the options: CnH2n, CnH2n plus 2, CnH2n minus 2, CnH2nO. So the answer for alkanes general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Okay. So in this scenario, better you know about alkenes and alkynes also. These are all hydrocarbons. As you can see the general formula, there is only carbon and hydrogen here. For alkanes, as I already told you, it is a CnH2n plus 2. For alkenes, it will be CnH2n, and for alkynes, it will be CnH2n minus 2. Okay, clear, right? Another very important question. Which of the following is an example of thermoplastic polymer? See the options: bakelite, vulcanized rubber, polyvinyl chloride PVC, melamine. So clearly thermoplastic polymer means it is a polyvinyl chloride PVC. Okay. Here there are two types of thermo things related to your chemicals in our daily life. That is thermoplastic and thermosetting. In thermoplastic materials, there is a strong link into the polymer chain, and the polymer chain is made up of a single monomer. Monomers are attached together. Okay, single monomers are attached together to make a polymer chain. Okay, the difference between this thermoplastic and thermosetting is that there is a strong link between the polymer chains in thermoplastics, whereas in thermosettings there is a strong cross link between the monomers in the thermosetting. Okay, so more differences if you want to see. In thermoplastic, there are weak intermolecular forces between the polymer chains, whereas in thermosetting there are strong covalent bonds between polymer chains. And if you heat, the thermoplastic will become soft. You know about the polythene, right? If you heat, how soft it will become. But that is not the case in thermosetting, because they remain hard even when you heat them. Okay, that is the difference between thermoplastic and thermosetting. Okay, now you can take as a assignment to see the examples related to thermoplastics and thermosetting materials. One example I have given, which is polyvinyl chloride for thermoplastic. Now you should look for the example for thermosetting and write down that example in the comment section. Okay. So these were the most important questions from the new syllabus related to chemistry for TET 2024. Now I am giving you one assignment. The question is, what is the process called when a heavy nucleus splits into two smaller nuclei? Is it fusion? It is fission, radioactivity or decay? You should give the correct answer in the comment section. So this is the 6th session of the most expected question series. Next session will be the last one. So please do like this video and share among your friends, and also subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed us. Okay. Thank you. All the best. Bye.